Salute, men, the war on masculinity, and why we should embrace toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
Bad boy D. Masculinity. TV. Right now, men, right now, in this society, as I jokingly call it, this society, we require strong, able men more than ever. And don't let anybody shame you for being masculine. It's what the world requires right now. I was watching a clip of a protest in Spain, and these 5 bodybuilder guys were in front of the police, and they were basically chanting, "What side are you on?" If those guys knew, like, the police, it's not what side they're on. Like, they chose the side. They're working for the system. Like, when you are, there are some good cops out there, but there's a hell of a lot of bad ones. The bad ones probably outweigh the good ones. Salute to the good ones, and a big BBD FU to the bad ones. But, like, these guys, I wasn't really impressed with what... When we build strong, able bodies, we should be able to use them. And yes, I'm a huge proponent. Get in the gym, lift at home, do bodyweight exercises, do anything you can do to get that, harness that masculine energy. It's so important, especially right now, guys. It's gonna progressively get worse. And if at least a certain percentage of us doesn't make a stand and teach some of the younger generations what it is to be a man, and just things like being stoicism, being less emotional. Like, there's a time and a place for us to be emotional as men, but not even close to how much is promoted and how much it's being done right now. In my opinion, the opposite of emotion is thinking. Positive, good, productive, creative thoughts. Too many men nowadays are guided by their emotions, and it's making women become more masculine, men obviously be more feminine, and the dynamics being destroyed right now. Right now, more than ever, I do encourage men to get used to spending time alone and harnessing your masculine energy. Like, get used to it. If you cohabitate with a woman, I'm sorry to hear that, first of all. However, masculine up your stuff a little more. When you're done in bed with her, go do some push-ups and pull-ups, or go for a run, go for a sprint. The worst thing you can do after you bust with a woman is cuddle with her and pillow talk, because your oxytocin gets released, and you're more than likely to catch feels and bond with her. You are going to catch feels and bond with her, and you're going to gossip and talk about all kinds of girly shit that's unacceptable. That's how all these guys end up caught up in these relationships. They bust, they cuddle, oxytocin kicks in. It's biology. It's how the brain works. That's all there is to it. It's science, as you could say. Video games are cool and fun. I'm not a gamer, but at least play masculine video games, hopefully. And learn new trades. If you haven't been fishing before, Google some fishing stuff. Learn how to fish. Go out and do it yourself. Go fishing. Archery. Unfortunately, here in Canada, gun restrictions are horrible, but I would love to go to a shooting range. Oh man, it's on my priority list. Boating, sailing, and most of all, something that's not spoken about a lot is serving the Most High Father is extremely masculine too, because he is the Alpha and Omega. Serving the Most High Father is masculine. Just doing that, you are basically on your purpose, because he will guide you the right way. When you put your trust in him, he will guide you. It won't always seem like it, but putting your faith in the main alpha himself is one of the most alpha masculine things you can do. There's a lot of real toxic to our masculinity, beta and feminine energy out there that we have to guard and protect ourselves from. And we at times have to be ruthless. We have to be ruthless in this world for success and self-preservation and masculine sanity. In my opinion, it can be ideal to take some of the traits of the most ruthless, terrible people in the world, use some of the tactics they use, but ultimately for good. Don't be a nice guy, 'cause nice guys finish last, but be a kind man who is ruthless. A kind man who is ruthless. And one of the best ways to get women to be more compliant and more down with your program, do you know it's an easy trick or way of looking at it? Just treat them like they're a frickin' nerd. Just treat them like a nerd. When they say they're malarkey, just don't get upset. Don't be a jerk. Don't be an a-hole. Roll your eyes at them. Give them the people's eyebrow. Something like that. But be condescending. That's the best way to describe it. A non-jerk way. It's arrogant. Treat them like the dorks. They all really are. We treat them like they're princesses, and man, it's a pet peeve of mine when I see goddesses. But treat them like the dorks they are, because they're all dorks. Think about it. I bet you the chicks that were the most attracted to you, but you weren't attracted to them, is because you treated them like dorks. And it keeps them in a feminine, subservient state. Like I said, guys, watch that bonding hormone, watch that oxytocin. If you bust with a girl, which you shouldn't be doing much anyways, I know it's easier said than done if you do get a lot of opportunities, but don't be cuddling. Go do something immediately. No pillow talk. Stay in your masculine frame. Block out any beta energy, any low vibration people in your life, and make sure they know they have to be down with your program if they're gonna stick around. You have to be ruthless. Wear your toxic masculinity like a badge of honor, because we're rare. We're truly rare nowadays. I was thinking just today, like back in the day, it was more of a challenge. Like there were a lot of masculine, rough characters. You had to watch what neighborhoods, you still do to a certain extent. But nowadays, even if you're like the least bit masculine, in most areas, you just walk around like a fucking king, because all the other men are poor excuses for men. Avoid the soy, avoid fabric softener. Men, don't use fabric softener. They truly are using stuff in our food and water supplies, agrochemicals, that do make men gay. Sure, you're eating a lot of beef, a lot of broccoli. Broccoli specifically has an anti-estrogen effect. And there are good herbal supplements for anti-estrogen. Forget to check my link to get your tea checked. It's not even a challenge to be a uberly good, kind, masculine man nowadays, and have that machismo compared to most other dudes. But don't be ashamed for it, be proud of it. Chest out, shoulders back, head high, and wear that toxic masculinity. Plaster it across your chest, and let the testosterone pheromones ooze from you.
Check out my latest video right there. I'll drop another one right there, right above my head there, and I'll replace my face with my avatar. Peace, prosperity, and many blessings, men. I'm out of here. Peace.